Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. All right, guys, I'm pretty positive today's going to turn into one of those taco moments where we go right back up and everything's all fine and Trump just wants to be a dickhead and scare the market constantly, like 10 fucking times throughout this period. It's quite annoying. But it is what it is. You can't do nothing about it. You might as well not complain about it. Okay? But that's what's going on, guys. We're still in that same exact environment. I'm still just going to say, guys, if you're frustrated in this environment, you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone at all. I'm telling you, it doesn't really matter what ticker you're looking at. Things are trading like shit. That's what's going on in the market. Environment. This is your environment right now. It's shit. Okay? Don't let yourself give back a ton of your money here, okay? Don't take a shit ton of losses. The 1 to 2 weeks the market's consolidating, and then boom, when the market starts moving again, you're fucked, okay? Don't do that. Don't mess your head up, okay? I promise. It's okay if you missed a little bit of action here in the market. It's fine. There's things moving all the time, all right? Just come back and, yeah, don't trade the frustrating mess. That's what I'm just going to say at the very beginning of the video. Okay, it doesn't really matter what ticker you're talking about. I'll point out some in this video that I think are moving a lot better than others right now. Okay, but real talk, you don't have to trade this mess. So I'm just, disclaimer there. Not for this video, not for me, but for you. All right, you don't have to trade it if you're getting frustrated at the market. I promise it's going to get easier. We have big tech earnings next week. Who do you think wants to make big ass decisions right before big tech earnings? We got the government shutdown going on right now. We got Trump doing his bullshit taco moments every other day. Okay? Who wants to make a decision right now? No one. Just wait. Just wait. Okay? We do know VIX likely has a top in over here, has a local high. If we do end up seeing VIX spike over here, expect it to create an upper wick by end of week. So if we spike tomorrow, expect it to sell. Okay? Expect dips to be bought over here in the indices. That's about it. Okay, we know government shutdown ends this week or likely next week, if not this week. Guess what? Price is probably going to be above here. All right, I got 30 years of data suggests the price is probably very likely going to be above here 100% of the time. All right, from that, shutdown date, which was 669.37. Current price, 667.84. Okay, closing price, 667.80. You are under that price. If we get a dip, yeah, I'm just telling you, technically speaking, like, it's an ugly hot mess what you got going on here. You dance around the moving average for quite some time. You convince, myself as well. But, the market, we're going back to all-time highs. You get this, 1.3% sell from high today? Just about 1.3. All right. And at the end of the day, you're in the same exact spot. There's really no new information. This is the same exact market we've been trading here, and it's been shit. Okay. So I'm telling you for a fact, we still have that. I'm still going to tell you, just size down your trades right now or don't trade. We have big tech earnings next week. The market's, it's going to keep behaving like this for the time being. I can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it. You might as well not get fucked by it. Okay? Do not let these taco moments that continuously happen fuck you. Okay, I promise you're going to have an easier environment. Just give it a few weeks here. It's how the market works. 1 to 2 weeks. If the market's not setting up for you, give it 1 to 2 weeks. Typically, everything's going to move a lot better. We're now almost 2 weeks into this consolidation. On Friday, we will be 2 weeks into this consolidation. All right. We should have clarity soon. There you go. All right. As far as levels go on the downside, SPY, 665.76, 663.20, 660.50, 657.11, 652.84, 649.48. On the upside, 670.23, 672.99, 673.95. QQQ. On the upside, 605.51, 609.32, 613.18, 615. On the downside, 602, 599.20. Underneath 599.20, we're talking 595.50, 589.05, and 583.32. I'm still going to say it's an ugly hot mess, and I have a strong feeling, even if you take this out, I don't even know if you're going to take out this low over here. I feel like they're just going to buy you up, all right, because of what I already mentioned. Like, we know VIX likely has a local top in. We know it's likely to sell if you get that spike into this upper wick, okay? Same time, like, this just doesn't look bearish to me. I don't I don't really care what you got to say about it. I'm just reading it like I am. And yeah, you're breaking up to a new high here. You're consolidating above previous all-time highs. I don't care about the narrative the market's shaping up right now. What I will tell you is brokerage has been down like a lot over the past 1.5 weeks. That's a bit concerning. All right. That was, I'm pretty sure just off of AWS over here with Amazon. But yeah, no, if that, yeah, I'm just saying, if that's really messing up that much, like Webull, options just weren't working for most of the day today. Pretty messed up. All right. But if that's happened, maybe there is something bigger brewing. Maybe there is. I don't think there is, but maybe. Okay. There's a chance. I'm just going to say though, until like we see that there is, that thing happening, until this market actually just starts dumping, until you take out these lows. All right. Like we're still just in this mess. We haven't broken new highs. We haven't broken this low over here. We are just genuinely in a mess. Okay. So just take a chill pill. That's that. Okay. As far as the Mag 7 stocks guys go, Mags ETF still just in consolidation. We have big tech earnings kicking off today with Tesla. Earnings call is in about 25 minutes here. So kicking off with Tesla, you have Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and which one did I forget? Apple, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon happening next week. Okay. So that's why I say, like, the market, I'm telling you, it is frustrating price action right now, but you don't need to get frustrated by it. You could just walk away. Today, honestly, after we saw that mess earlier in the morning, I was like, you know what? We're genuinely going to have that price action the rest of the day. I'll show you a little thing or two right now. Okay. Guys, if you get this knife, now if you have my indicator on here, okay, it's right over here. All right, it's EMA Cloud 150/250. You guys can use that if you'd like, okay? If you end up breaking pre-market low and you get this flush, okay, from this point on, you're normally, once you get oversold, you're normally going to bounce. But on that bounce, you every single time without failure, every single damn stankin' time until this cloud flips back to green and price gets above that white line, which is the 15-minute 21 EMA. Until that happens, you just expect rejection. Every single time I see that, I expect rejection. And I know even if we are going to turn around, it's probably going to take like the next 1 to 2 hours to base out. Okay, once you knife down like that, you create this overhead supply. It's just guaranteed it's there. Previous low of day, pre-market low, okay, 21 EMA over here on the 15-minute time frame, actually just trailing down the 9 the whole day. You're just expecting rejection. If you see these things early on the day, you don't have to sit there at your screens all day, okay? Unless you want to sit there trying to trade it to the downside there's that. I'm just going to tell you, it's been a choppy environment. That's what you got. Even these moves down, look at this. You slightly took out the low, and then you retrace that move. You actually could pull out the golden pocket. You came right up to the golden pocket, I'm guessing. Boom, right there, 0.618 pip. All right, but you could see, it's just choppy. This is 15 minutes that went by. You didn't move anywhere. Okay, you didn't. Okay, and then boom, slice down, gets bought back up quick, and then bang. All right, this is a 5-minute chart, guys. This is about 30 or 40 minutes here, where again, after that big move down that got bought up immediately, bang, you traded flat. Okay, so I'm just telling you, this is how the market's been trading right now, and you don't have to mess with it. You don't. All right, if you're having a bad time in the market, don't mess with it. If you're having a good time with the market and this is what you like, more power to you. There you go. But I'm telling you, as a swing trader, this isn't offering you anything. Look what Palantir is doing. All right. Only thing that's been working for myself recently is just day trades. Okay. PLTR over here came down, swiped the 170.82 low over there, immediately start bouncing back up. It's frustrating action. This is now a 5-week inside bar range. Okay. All of these bodies within this bar. What is this? What is this? We haven't seen this action ever on Palantir, ever. There's definitely an explosive move loading, and I'm pretty positive it's on the upside, but I also see what's going on today, and I have no freaking clue. It's clearly showing weakness. All right, it clearly is. I know what the market's doing right now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this thing is going to break down before it breaks up. I don't know, and you don't know either, which is why I'm telling you, just don't get messed up right now. There's no reason to. All right. So Mag 7 stocks, guys. Amazon reporting earnings next week. NVDA reporting earnings, not next week. It's the only one that's not. You're almost down here to that 176 level right there, but it's not giving you anything. Meta over here, it's the one that's really standing out to me right now, Meta and Microsoft. And guess what? All right, you sold right here at the key level. You had to get above 741. Then you have open skies. Okay, then you can move. All right, but again, earnings going on. So there's not much to talk about them. There's not much to do with them because there's earnings going on. Okay. Google, we know this is going to be moving up. It's just a matter of time. The question is, do they wait for earnings? Probably not. But we do know, technically speaking, this thing's likely going to be breaking up because you have this weekly candle going on here. If we close out like this, just expect next week, we're going to probably pull into the lower wick over here. This is not a candle that I like seeing on any time frame. You just don't. You typically follow it up with consolidation. Okay. Either way, daily chart over here, I could tell you, all right, we're very likely going to revisit this high over here and we're going to break above it and you start that little next leg up. Come over here to Apple. Okay. You just had weeks of consolidation going on here and you just started breaking out to new highs. This is about a month of consolidation. You just started breaking out to new highs and bang, they're pulling you right back in. This week candle is probably not going to close out like this. If it does close out like this, okay, we're going to either look for that or just that. That's it. Okay. You don't need to complicate things. Nothing really has changed. I'm telling you, with what we got right now, things are definitely behaving very odd. But at the end of the day, nothing has changed this whole entire time. Okay. We kind of just got more proof that, hey, yes, buyers are still present. They're willing to buy these dips over here. You take out 21 EMA, not a good sign. All right. But again, I'm also in a spot where I can fully acknowledge that, yeah, objectively speaking, that's, how that goes. You break under here, you go to the next spot. You dance around over here. Okay. If you lose it again, that's not good at all. That's shit. Okay. That tells me you're probably going to take out this low. But I know that they're probably just going to buy this thing up within, by end of week or next week. Because again, that government shutdown. Okay. I just don't think this market's going to fall off a cliff right here. I just don't think this is what that suggests. Okay. It can. Okay. But I'm telling you, just size down, take your risk off. You don't need to be right. You don't need to be wrong or right. You could just wait. All right. So that's your Mag 7 stocks. Those are your indices. I'm not going to go any more detail than that, guys. Typically these things are moving good. Guess what? Right now you have big tech earnings coming in next week. All of these guys are reporting next week, and market's been behaving like shit. That's just going to keep being the case for the time being until it's not. Okay. First one I'm going to talk about, guys, BYND. Okay. I'm not going to give this as a trade idea. I'm not. Okay. Congrats if you made money off this guy. This thing did go quite a bit. It was actually up, I think 130, 140% in the pre-market. It faded hard today. Very hard. What I will point out that you just can't deny is this volume just screaming at you, man. What is this? All right. This is I think we got 5-6 billion on the week traded, almost 6 billion. This is the heaviest traded daily volume. Okay. This is the highest daily volume in the history of the stock market right here. 2.15 billion. Yesterday, 2.07 billion. Whether they're diluting, whether they're doing whatever they want to do with this thing, I'm telling you, the volume is undeniable. I don't think this thing is just going to return down to low, and that'll be the end of the story. I just don't. I think you're going to have a second win on this thing. I think the volume is speaking volumes. Okay. There's really no denying it. It's just staring right at you. That's that. You've never seen this interest in this stock. I highly doubt it's just going to be the end of the story. I'm not giving it as a trade idea, though. So just keep that in mind. UU. Now, this is the one that heavily just stood out to me all day. And I couldn't buy it until later on the day because Webull just didn't want to work. Schwab didn't want to work. Webull didn't want to work. Let me know what brokers you guys that were just not working. Because straight up, I'm telling you for a fact, there's something going on, and maybe it is just the AWS shit. But yeah, definitely, it's been fishy. It's been fishy. But what's not fishy is this daily candle and the volume that's accompanying it. You got the bullish engulfing candlestick. You do have earnings next Friday. Okay. But this, I will not be surprised if this thing heads back up to highs in the short term. This is definitely this is giving me the same vibe as, you know, all of these guys over here, where, yeah, following this big green candles, you will see dips bought and you will see price trek up to new highs. All right, so that's UU above the 2314. Okay, maybe you do find sellers here. I see how this thing trades. Okay, just realize it's not going to go straight up. It's probably going to keep trending higher. UU. CRWD. I know you thought I was going to say CRWV. I'm not. The big lower wick there on the day. Okay, but CRWD. That is CrowdStrike. Okay, this thing has been consolidating underneath all-time highs for weeks now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over a month of consolidation underneath these highs. Earnings, they're not right around the corner. Okay, you got quite some time, all the way beginning of December. I think this thing is getting ready for a pop. All right, keep it on your radar over the coming sessions. All right, I'm going to say next 1 to 2 weeks, look for a pop over 517.98. Could very well bring that next little leg up. Honestly, I don't think it's just going to shoot straight up. I think we're going to have more of this grindy action. That's just how the ticker trades. So keep that in mind as well. QCOM. All right. QCOM. Another one that is standing out against that mess that we have over there on SPY and QQQ. QCOM has been consolidating for, how long is this? Over a year now. All right. 1.3 years. This is likely going to be pushing up, and I think it's probably going to do it in the short term. I think it's going to start this move. You're approaching this trend line over here. You sold off of it. Okay, it's actually what created your third touch point, but you sold today down to the moving edge, down to that daily 9 right there, that blue line, and you got bought back up into highs. That's nice. Okay, this is probably going to be continuing in the short term. Again, this is one that, you know, sometimes it gets vertical moves, but more often than not, it grinds. Okay, so just realize that is how this ticker trades. You can see over here, you got the big gap down today. You actually took out yesterday's low, and boom, you still climb back up. That is how the ticker trades. Just realize that. I would say swing trade it. You could trade it with shorter dated contracts over there, but I'm telling you, that is how the ticker trades. You're just going to have a better time swinging the thing. You do have earnings coming hot in 2 weeks here. Okay, beginning of November. That's something to take note of. But yeah, above 169.24, we have 171.98, 174.44, 177, 182.10. All right, I'm really liking how the monthly and weekly are shaping up here. Thinking we're going to get a breakout this month of this high. All right, of 174.44. Current price 169. Walmart, Mr. Wally over here, guys, breaking up out of boom, boom, boom. All right, about 2/3 of a year of consolidation right there. You pulled back, you almost retested 105.30. You found buyers today off the 9 EMA. I'm liking it. Above 108.25, we're talking 109.58, and then I think 112, 115 plus incoming. You are breaking out of mass amounts of consolidation here. So long it's been consolidating, getting these failed moves. I doubt this is going to be a failed move. Okay, that is Walmart. MDB, I'm just going to point out, guys, it's not moving yet, but it's definitely one just holding its own. It's doing whatever the heck it wants to do. It does not care about the market. No, it does not. But I think this is probably getting ready for a big move up. We'll see how it goes. Just set your alert over here for 345. Break 345. Big thing's probably incoming. All right. Other than that, guys, I'm just going to point out QS is popping a bit off of off earnings here. Depending how you close this weekly candlestick. If you close out strong this week, okay, let's say 16, 17 bucks here. All right, have a hammer candlestick stemming right here from 1386, your base high here. Okay, after retesting it, that is a great look into next week. Great look, phenomenal. As of right now, we don't know how it's going to close, but so far it is popping off earnings, and just thought I'd put it back on your radar. Okay, now that we're retesting this area. Now, aside from that, guys, we have Rocket Lab over here, pulled back to the 21 EMA today. I'm going to just point out 4-hour RSI is oversold. Okay, either this is going to get, you know, actually down there into oversold territory. You're going to hit 30 on that 4-hour RSI. And at that point, okay, I'm just going to sit and wait. I'm not doing anything about it. Okay, you might be having a larger, you know, breakdown there. Okay, it might be more than just a pullback. It might be. Okay, do I think that's the case? No, I don't think that's the case. But I will just take an objective, viewpoint here and say that, yeah, okay, on these runs, you test the 21 EMA and it might be the beginning of the end. You didn't test it over here or, right here that marked the low over there. All right. But it's either the beginning of the end or you're going to have a few days of consolidation. Okay. I could point out a few of these times over here. Right over here, you start losing it. You had a few days of consolidation. You had like a week of consolidation. So I'm just telling you, we might have something build out down here to go off of for that next move up. I'm going to be watching for it. Okay, either that or this is the beginning of the end. I don't like that you closed right on it. I would have liked this to be a long lower wick today, just like you got over here. We didn't get a candle like that. Okay, either way, it is pulling back. It's on the 21 EMA. Put it on your radar. There you go. It's Rocket Lab. Aside from that, guys, we have UNH. All right. As long as it's above the 21 EMA, that's good. They're very likely going to be changing this weekly candlestick this week. Okay. Whether that be up or down, it's very likely not going to close out this way. Either they're going to slam it. All right. Or they're going to let it fly. I mean, it's shaky, dude. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're getting frustrated trading this market, I'm telling you, you're definitely not alone. It doesn't really matter what sector you're in right now. Doesn't matter what ticker it is in that sector. I'm telling you, things are trading like shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just had a really hot, couple weeks there, couple months, we're going to call it. All right. And then you started doing this. Okay. Then you started doing this crap. Okay. And, I don't know if people remember, but when we were over in this area, I was pointing out the similarities between this. I know it didn't go exactly like that, but we are still doing the same thing where we're just going back and forth. Okay. Doing absolutely nothing. Okay. I know people wanted to forget about it, but there is a possibility we get this crap just continuing. So, like I'm telling you, please just try and protect your money right now. Because what if this just continues and yeah. All right. Like, don't put yourself in a bad spot. Obviously, nobody could trade for you. That's really it. Nobody could give financial advice, but really, just do what you can to protect yourself right now. Because I'm telling you, it genuinely is a tough environment, and technicals, they're not exactly following technicals right now. All right. I'm telling you, you're one Trump tweet away from bang, minus 1% on SPY QQQ within like 30 minutes. All right. Some of the times, like today, bang. What is that? What is that? Minus 0.6%. Guys, that is like a 1 to 2 minute, move right there. That's how the market's trading right now. Just don't let it mess. Don't mess yourself up. It's not the market messing you up. It's yourself messing up. The market's going to do whatever it wants. You can't complain about it. It is what it is. Okay. But you can control what you're doing. And that's that. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I didn't give an exact game plan over here on SPY QQ. I'm telling you, the market is very indecisive right now. And I don't care who you are. All right. You could try and, come after the fact and say you're a genius. I don't care who you are. The big moves up and down in this area, they're unpredictable. Just don't get messed up by them. Okay. Love y'all. I'm going to go watch or listen into the earnings call over there on Tesla. Starts at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. In about 6 minutes here. All right. But yeah, everybody have a lovely rest of your day. And I will catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.